Hey YouTube, it's Pooh 1176. Told you I was going to trade for a pistol the other day. Well, I traded a bow to this Heritage Arms Rough Rider, 22 long or 22 Magnum. It needs a new set of grips. The grips are loose, not loose, and it's got a crack in one of them. It's been over tightened. Got little brass lugs inside those grips, and it had just pulled that lug out. But I picked that up on an even trade on a PSC compound bow. Yeah, my wife was at a festival the other day. She picked this, it's called a baked potato bag. You take and clean your potatoes, wash them off, stick them in, don't puncture them or anything. Stick them inside this bag, throw them in the microwave. It gives directions on here. It says for 2 potatoes, let's see here, find it. Okay, it says potatoes bake for 2 potatoes for 8 to 10 minutes, 1 for 5 to 6. Medium potatoes, 2 for 6 to 7 minutes, or 1 for 4 minutes. And you can also put corn in it. See, corn on the cob, cauliflower, broccoli, biscuits, rolls, hot dogs. But it says do not puncture any holes in it. I guess it would leak out and get all over the bag, which we wash it after every use. But we have put corn in it. I had some corn come in about the middle of September, first of the mid-September, and when I was working it up, we fixed something like that. It worked out pretty good. And I've never seen one of these. I don't know if anybody else has or not, but I'm going to put the address on here. I normally wouldn't do that, but evidently this lady is trying to make some money selling these. So here's her address and a phone number. And this was, my wife bought this at Ashland, Kentucky, at a festival they had down there on the river. She went down there with a friend, took my daughter down there, and you know, it was only like $5, $7, something like that. It works pretty good. So I just thought I'd show that. I know a lot of people out there watch my videos like to cook. And then I was out here in the garage today, and I've been trying to, you know, get some camping stuff together, and found this old can. My wife had, I think this was a peach can or a pear can, something like that. She fixed them for my daughter. I didn't want to throw it away. I said I might be able to use that. So I made a little cooking pot to put my camping gear. Made every bit of this out of scraps. I'm going to set this camera on tripod right quick and take it apart and show you. So it's going to get a little shaky and out of focus. Give me just a second. Okay, so I made all of this out of scraps out of a bucket I've got. Got scrap pieces of metal and stuff. I'm gonna put wing nuts right here. I've got some other camping, cooking, cookware stuff, but I'm just wanting something I can pack light. It wouldn't kill me to carry it all day. This is a piece of metal. It's a strap that holds the back of a radio up in the older model trucks that I had in the kit. The top of it, I made this out of a piece of galvanized sheet metal that I had. This knob was a cabinet knob. I do a little woodworker and I had that left over. And I used a brake line nut, double flared nut, to space that out because the screw was pretty long. And I just traced the outline of this can out on a piece of metal, and then went out about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch and made marks and just cut it with a pair of snips, 10 snips. Drew me some holes in there to let steam out, you know, so it wouldn't boil over. I've also found this. This is an old wrench for a power saw. It's just like a 1/2 inch wrench. I've got like 78,000 1/2 inch wrenches, so I really don't have to have this. And all the saws I use, they have the wrench slid into their tool holder. But makes a good handle for the pot. You know, if you wanted to use it like that. I've also got another option. But I had this wire in the old survival knives from the mid 80s that they used to sell on TV for $19.95. And it doesn't do very good to saw with, but it does pretty good. I thought I'd do this. You put these nuts back on there. So like I said, I'm going to get wing nuts put on here and make it a little simpler and quicker. And then I'm going to have spares, because you know how it is when you're out in the hills, you always lose stuff. But you can hang that up on a homemade tripod. And I made every bit of this with tin snips, my electric drill, and a couple of various drill bits. Pretty simple. And you can put it all right back in itself. Then you've still got extra storage here, you know. You can put a whole lot in here. I still need to wash this. I've not washed it yet. What, babe? And then you just put the top back on it. Put your screws back in there. Put the top back on it. Just put your strap back on there. Put the screws back on the sides. I just took machine screws, drill a hole in each side of this can, put them in through the inside of the can to the outside, and just put a nut on one side, and then put your strap on, then put another on the other side. It's not going anywhere. But you know what? You could cook quite a bit of food in that. You could probably get a couple of cups of coffee out of that, or you know, you could probably fix a pack of ramen noodles, or I got some instant mashed potatoes in my MREs. You could probably fix those in there. Cut up some Spam, put in there after it's done. It should work out pretty good. I'm gonna try it and see how it does. That's just a few things I picked up here last couple weeks, month, something like that. But just thought I'd show that. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me.